Again, welcome back to the channel, guys. Want to make sure that you subscribe down below. Make sure you give us a thumbs up in regards to liking this information. And please share this information for anyone that may unfortunately find themselves in the situation where they may have to do a probate in regards to any inherited properties or properties that they may have just received from parents, loved ones, etc. We would love to make sure that we can be of service, and not just here in Las Vegas. We can find people. We have colleagues in different states throughout the United States that we can be able to connect you with. So if you do need that assistance, please feel free to reach out. Information is down below. Shoot us a quick email, and we'd love to make sure we get you that information. Here in Las Vegas, we can make sure that we can connect you to attorneys. You can have that ability to talk with them, speak with them briefly, and see if that will be a good fit for you. Then hopefully move forward with them in regards to being able to process and move you forward in your probate. So again, the first thing we want to do is just jump in and give you this, like I said before, a very thin kind of skeleton in regards to the process of probate. The first thing you want to do in regards to probate is either the person that is going to be sort of submitting the will, can be a family member, a friend, a loved one, submitting the wills to the court, or definitely an attorney. We definitely encourage attorneys to be involved. We encourage ourselves as professional agents to be involved as well. Bring that team together to move you forward in that process. But again, some people have definitely done this process on their own. It's very involved. It's very tiresome. There's so many things that can go wrong, that can go left, that can go right. We always encourage that you do make sure you're working with professionals. Again, just to reiterate, I am not a professional attorney. I am not an attorney. I am not an estate planner. I've said that at the beginning, and I'll say that again. I am a certified professional real estate agent here in regards to the area of probate here in the Las Vegas area, so we can be of assistance in that manner. So again, the first thing is the filing of the will. That could be from an individual, or that could be someone in regards to the attorney that you choose, the family chooses, all those kind of great stuff. That's the first step in this very thin skeleton of the as far as the process of probate. The second step in this process is going to be appointing an executor in regards to a representative. You can maybe a personal representative, a PR, or an executor of the will. If inside of the will, and if there is a will, then the courts would more than likely confirm that appointment that was inside of that will, or the courts may determine who the representative or the executor is going to be. Usually it's a family member, a loved one. It could be a friend of the family, whomever that may be. The courts, if for some reason they are not named in that will, if someone hasn't stepped forward, they will usually appoint someone. And sometimes they even appoint attorneys as the person that will represent the estate in that sense. So again, number two is appointing a representative, personal representative and executor to the will. Third step in regards to this very thin process in regards to what happens with probate is that the person who has been named, either the executor, the personal representative, whomever that may be, is now going to do inventory of the estates. They're going to gather all the assets. They're going to gather all of the properties, if there's properties involved, all those kind of great things. And they're going to gather that and make sure they have an inventory of all of those things. They want to make sure that they understand the value of the estate, so that when they bring that to the courts will be able to work with those numbers, all that kind of great stuff. But they want to make sure, third step is you getting inventory and understanding of the value of the assets, the value of the estates, all those kind of great stuff. So basically doing a lot of paperwork, doing a lot of digging. If there is no will, if things are all over the place, if you have paper, if you have post-its all over the place, you're cleaning up a lot of information. Hopefully, if this person was organized and they did get some things in the will, but unfortunately they weren't able to place the will inside of the trust, we've seen those situations happen. Then you basically will be looking at trying to itemize, get all the inventory together so that you can have a clear understanding of what value that estate has, so that they can do the part of the next step in the sense. And the part of that next step is number 4. That's when you're going to, the person who is the executor or the personal representative, the representative is going to turn around and notify all of the vendors, all people that the estate may owe debts to, and they are going to take care of those debts. Once that person does have the ability to act on the behalf of the estate. They will then turn around, like, as we said before, notify, send out letters. You're usually doing this with an attorney. Again, if you do this on your own, you've got to make sure you beef up this skeleton that I'm giving you, because I'm giving you a very thin, basic understanding of what the probate process is. With this step, again, number 4, you are reaching out to all the vendors. You're reaching out to anyone that may claim debt, or that may claim that they that this particular estate or this person owes them something, and you're taking care of those fees on behalf of the estate. The biggest part I really want to just give you guys some input on is this, especially if you are a family member, please, please, please do not start distributing things in the sense of, I know that my mom would want you to have this. I know that whomever would want you to have that. I know that this, you can have this. All of those different types of things, especially if there's value to them. Again, not an attorney, just someone that has experienced a lot of family members going through this, professional real estate agent that has helped a lot of clients go through this. Please do not start distributing value or assets early to family members or friends or anything like that. There may be times you may run into, if this estate does not have enough value, or if they do not have enough funds to take care of the debt that this estate owes, you as the executor or the PR could possibly be a little bit on the hook for those things. So you want to be very careful. Again, like I say, I am not giving you legal input on this, but make sure you check with a local attorney and you check with a local estate planner in your particular area to make sure you understand that very vital area. You're going through a lot. Family members, friends are going through a lot when they're helping people out in regards to being their executor, their personal representative. And you just want to make sure you don't put yourself on the line by starting to distribute or get pressured from individuals or family members in regards to getting things maybe out of the house or giving them someone a car or anything like that. Don't do any of those things. Just a huge, huge, huge tip in regards to how you handle the inventory and start paying out the vendors in regards to what the estate is on. You want to track all of this like crazy. Put it in a binder, have it in one spot where you can show this to the attorneys, you can show this to the judge, you can show this maybe to family members that you're acting on behalf of this trust for. All of those different types of things. You want to be very organized in that sense. But please, again, do not start distributing things until you have everything inventory-wise, and you definitely have the right to do that on behalf of the estate. Hope that's clear. And once the lenders and the creditors and everyone else has been paid out, that is when you can comfortably turn around and then start distributing things to the heirs, to family members in that sense. So that's going to be your step number 5. So again, after all the debts are paid to all the lenders, to all the people that are claiming some sort of debt against the estate, that is when you can turn around and distribute all the remaining funds to the heirs per the will. Of course, you want to follow the will if there is a will. You want to make sure you're following that will in regards to distributing those funds, distributing those assets, and then anything else in regards to, if there for some reason isn't a will, I believe it may be next of kin, but again, you want to check that in regards to each state. Each state will be very different. But again, distributing the funds out to the heirs at that particular time after all taxes, lenders, people that help debt on the property have been taken care of. And then number 6, this is the part that I love the most for everyone that has been involved, and that is simply closing the probate. At that point, you would basically alert the courts, everything has been taken care of, funds have been distributed, everyone is comfortable and happy in that sense, then you should be able to basically close out the probate and then you are done. Again, this is a very thin skeleton in regards to what could normally happen in aggregate as far as all the cases that I've seen, all the different probates that I have seen. This is a simple skeleton of this. Again, there's so much meat and beef and everything else that could be added to this. You can have people coming in and disputing a will. You can have people disputing a trust. You can have people fighting about things. All of that type of stuff will add to the complications, the emotions, the expense of going through probate. So probate could be something we've done some that we thought were probate and we've had set asides, and next thing you know, we were able to file paperwork and get someone assigned immediately. We didn't have to go into the probate process. And of course, we've seen the extreme scenario and the unfortunate scenario where we've seen people go through probates and it's lasted them 2 years, 3 years in regards to taking care of the debt, in regards to taking care of the trust, in regards to taking care of any kind of debates or disputes that may occur because of the will, because of someone is not getting along with someone else, whatever that may be. So again, reach out to us, guys. We understand that you can definitely, people have tried this on their own, but we encourage you again to make sure you're reaching out to the professionals, people that are working with professional attorneys, that are working with professional estate planners, and making sure that we can get this done for you. Please subscribe below, give us a thumbs up, pass this information on to anyone that may need it, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. And if we can be of service in regards to probate or anything your family may need, please reach out, send us an email, send us a text, whatever it may be, and we'd love to be of service. We'll see you in the next video. Take care.